You've felt it before, that nervous flutter, the butterflies in your stomach right before a big moment. That sensation is actually a physical signal transmitting across a vast internal communication network. Your digestive tract houses a sprawling ecosystem known as the gut microbiome. It holds roughly 380 trillion bacteria, viruses, and fungi, all living and interacting right inside you. When this environment is balanced, it drives your vitality. But when the bacterial populations fall out of alignment, the results are specific. You experience frequent gas and bloating, recurring migraines, chronic fatigue, and persistent changes in your mood. Reversing this cycle of sluggishness and illness requires understanding how these microorganisms interact with our biology and how our choices dictate which species survive. There is a constant dialogue between your intestines and your mind, traveling along what scientists call the gut-brain axis. Think of it as a 3-lane biological highway. The first lane is chemical. Your gut microbes manufacture essential neurotransmitters that dictate your mood. In fact, roughly 70% of all your immune cells live inside your colon. This diagram illustrates the metabolic pathways of short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. Microbes ferment dietary fiber to produce these acids. As mapped here, they act as specialized regulators, interacting with immune cells to calm inflammation and reinforce the barrier. The study of introducing beneficial bacteria, or probiotics, dates back over a century. By adding live organisms into the system, they stimulate mucosal immunity and multiply secretory IgA cells, which act as highly specialized defenders against pathogens. Once produced in the gut, these IgA cells migrate into the lymphatic circulation. They travel throughout the body to actively intercept and prevent upper respiratory tract infections. This means the gut performs 2 critical roles at once. It processes the energy we need to survive, while simultaneously operating as a biological fortress, deploying the cells needed to repel systemic disease. Maintaining this fortress requires viewing your daily diet as an internal Cold War. You have to strategically alter your inputs to arm the beneficial bacteria while starving out the harmful invaders. The first step is limiting red meat. During digestion, the specific metabolic breakdown products of red meat accumulate, which increases the long-term risk of cardiovascular disease and certain cancers. Next, you have to eliminate highly processed foods. The emulsifiers and preservatives used to extend shelf life work by inhibiting bacterial growth. Inside your digestive tract, they indiscriminately kill off your healthy microbes and corrode the delicate mucosal lining of your intestines. Artificial sugars are similarly destructive. Your body anticipates sugar that never arrives, which alters insulin production, disrupts your metabolism, and destabilizes the entire structure of the microbiome. Popular diet fads also backfire. Juice cleanses deprive your body of fiber, spiking oxidative stress. Similarly, for the 99% of people without celiac disease, cutting out gluten often results in removing the very whole grains and fibers the microbiome needs to thrive. Finally, calorie counts track energy density, but ignore whether those calories actually nourish the bacteria that regulate your immune system. By relying on heavily processed convenience foods and restrictive fads, you actively starve your internal ecosystem. You are forcing your body to operate without its chemical regulators and immune defenses. To breed a highly diverse, resilient microbiome, the data points to a clear rule. You need to consume 30 different plants per week. That number sounds high, but the daily strategy is simple. Aim for 4 to 5 items a day. You can knock most of that out before noon just by mixing a variety of seeds, nuts, and dried fruits into your morning oatmeal. You also need a hard target of 30 grams of dietary fiber every day. Sourced from whole grains and produce, this fiber acts as a prebiotic, the exact raw fuel your bacteria require to manufacture those immune-boosting fatty acids. You can also introduce friendly reinforcements directly into the system. Taking high-quality probiotic supplements or eating fermented foods like kimchi and kefir regulates your stress responses and shields against respiratory illness. Finally, eat 2 portions of oily fish like mackerel or salmon per week. If you don't eat meat, use plant-based omega-3 alternatives like flaxseed. This supplies the fatty acids necessary to maintain your brain's physical structure and control intestinal inflammation. Your digestive tract is a garden, and you choose what grows there. Every meal dictates which microscopic populations thrive and which ones starve, ultimately deciding the operational capacity of your immune system and your mind.